my studies have suggested that the semiconductor industry, which of course has become so prominent and
semiconductors,
right, in Taiwan, actually benefits from a stronger NT dollar, not a weaker NT dollar. And this, I believe, is because they are so capital intensive. They need to be building new equipment and importing that equipment so much over time that having a stronger currency actually makes them more competitive.
Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Catherine Liu, and right now we're watching TaiwanPlus Point. The war in Ukraine has made us accustomed to hearing news about sanctions and blockades of financial assets. The cost of the conflict has spooked global markets and world economy. Today, I'm with Mr. Peter Kurtz. From the financial point of view, we're going to talk about who is actually bearing the brunt. So Peter, so glad to have you here. This is the first episode. You've lived in Taiwan for more than 34 years. So my very first general question is about inflation, right? Everyone is talking about inflation right now. It actually has a real life impact on everybody's wallet. How serious is it right now here in Taiwan?
Well, first of all, Catherine, thank you very much for having me on this program. As far as the concerns about inflation, they are as dire, quite frankly, as any time I've seen here in Taiwan. Although I've lived long enough to see pretty bad inflation back in the States back in the 80s as well. I don't think we're quite at that stage, but we are at risk for that. The reasons are a lot of the same background phenomenon back then are happening now. We are seeing, of course, rise in oil prices, which was one of the key triggers. And energy is clearly one of the key drivers to prices across the entire economy, whether it's from transportation to agriculture, production of fertilizers, or plastics and so forth. And secondly, we have the backdrop of extremely high monetary growth that we also saw back in the old days. So all these factors suggest that we do need to take this problem of inflation seriously. Although Taiwan, in my experience anyway, has had lesser inflationary pressures in the past because it is still a fairly open economy. We export and import quite a bit of our total GDP. And that helps take off some of the pressures, but of course it does mean that we are also importing a lot of energy, a lot of oil.